Bar Stool Sports. Titus, Brandon Walker, Mostly Sports.
Welcome to Mostly Sports. Presented. What was that, Lucas? Lucas, you're horny out of the gate. What's going on?
It's Lucas's problem.
Welcome to Mostly Sports, presented by Jägermeister. I am Mark Titus. He's Brandon Walker. Today is Friday, August 1st. We are live from Chicago, and we are brought to you by Jägermeister. 56 Botanicals, 0 degrees Fahrenheit, wherever you're out. If you're hanging with friends at the bar, maybe you're doing all the sports stuff or just the Mostly Sports stuff, call the shots. Cheers with Frosty, 0 degree Fahrenheit. Shots of Jägermeister. What do you call that thing over the A in Jägermeister, Connor? Not what do the rest of us call it.
Right.
I asked you specifically because I feel like you have a name.
Yeah, you definitely have.
Like what is? I didn't ask what is it.
Maybe
called.
even a pet
I asked
name.
what do you call it?
It's just the double dot.
The double dot.
Double dot.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
The umlaut.
That's not the aglet?
No, I don't think that's an aglet.
That's the
yeah.
the
Phineas
part
and
between
Ferb
your,
made a song
your
about
balls and your butthole. I think is the
Is it
acronym.
the umlaut dot?
Aglet would be no.
The Jägermeister the umlaut.
So a tilde is the Hispanic one.
C.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's nighttime
What?
till day. Cheers with Frosty, 0 degree Fahrenheit. Shots to Jägermeister. Remember to check Jägermeister out at Jägermeister.com. Drink responsibly. Jägermeister, the core, 35% alcohol by volume, imported by Mass Jägermeister U.S., White Plains, New York. What do you want to talk about, Brandon?
Trades. Trades.
Iron workers.
Yeah.
Or
Plumbing.
plumbing.
Let's talk trades and which ones we should have.
And are you going? College is a scam. Is that coming up at 10:30?
It's coming up at 10:30. Yes. Probably some sort of pressure washing or lawn mowing would be my trade.
That's your trade of choice.
It would definitely be something because I can't stand the sun, so it would be something outdoors where I just want to kill myself.
Do you like power washing?
Mark, I'm glad you asked. Power washing is something that I will say 100% of the time, we don't need it. Come on, we don't have to pressure wash. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then something will get pressure washed, and I'll be like, that's the best thing I've ever seen.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So, yes and no.
You don't like to do it?
I don't like
to
to
have it done.
I like it to be done, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You like power washing? Pressure washing?
I like it for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Yeah, I got
It's a
that.
young man's game.
Yeah,
it
a young
is.
man's-
Before you had like pressing responsibilities, I'd go out and power wash a driveway for somebody, make a little money, but I don't want to commit the multiple hours to it anymore.
A month or so ago, I rented one for my sidewalk situation. I timed it for the Cubs game at a 1:20 start. I was like, my entire Saturday is blocked out. I'm gonna start the Cubs game, throw in the headphones, listen to the game, power wash.
Nothing better.
Third inning, I was like, God damn, my neck hurts. Yeah. I was like, this is like it looks fine. I don't know. It looks fine. I mean, I did like I did a couple squares, and I was like, yeah, whatever. It doesn't even look that much different.
Things are fine looking fine.
But I love.
Do you agree?
But the first like little like you know you got the thing going, and you're like, look how fucking powerful that is. It was very fun.
You know
but then I hit a wall fast.
What bugs me the most is you get the very satisfying contrast between the unwashed and the washed, but it's that standing water that has a little bit of dirt left in it that I can never quite get all the way out of the way. And I'm not a professional. Like, am I supposed to sweep it? Am I supposed to blow it away?
Well, you know what you do,
comes back.
because you're probably a dumbass like me, is you squirt water at it. You take the hose,
Yeah.
you see the standing water,
Yeah.
you say,
You had more.
I'm going to shoot the hose.
Sure, we got to blow it away.
I'm going to blow it away with the water, and then there's more water.
This is more.
Now
water.
it's easy to
And you just
tell
never get out of that.
the bootstrap guys in this building from the coastal elites over here who have had nothing to say whatsoever.
They only know what we're talking about.
They don't know what we're talking about. They're checked out. They're checking their trust funds. And
Tweeting out the show.
And they're
Tweeting out the show.
I used to actually.
somebody's got to do it.
I used to carry
Fucking-
the flag you use to turn on the sprinklers at golf courses. I used to carry that in my bag.
What?
No shit.
There's
Yeah.
a flag.
There's-
How does a flag?
There's a
turn
little
on
red flag that
sprinklers?
you use to turn on the sprinkler.
It's on a key. It's a flag.
It's a key, but it looks like a flag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm blue
By the
collar
way,
as fuck, dude.
If we're doing a trade,
yeah.
we got to get into welding.
Oh yeah.
The money's in welding.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you knew how to weld, that's actually pretty applicable to a lot of life shit. You
There's-
could build anything.
Welding guys are like big time shame other welding guys online for bad welds.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Really?
love watching
Yeah.
welding.
They're
YouTube
like
shorts.
steak Twitter, but for welding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I there's a half my hometown are welders. There's an alternate reality where I weld and I die at age 24.
Yeah. Have y'all ever heard of like deep sea oil rig
yeah.
underwater welding?
Yeah.
Now that's not for me. That's a little too terrifying. But those are some badass motherfuckers.
How?
About welding?
Well, underwater.
Here's the thing. You weld, but you do it underwater.
Wait, hold on.
right. Yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
But you
That's exactly right. And this trade deadline,
trade deadline.
we should have done next year. Trade
Look at
deadline.
it.
We have to learn a
Show Mark
trade.
Lucas.
Yeah.
Trade deadline.
By the end of the
Okay,
day,
yeah.
you have
The
to
trade
learn a
deadline
trade.
is learn a trade by the
Learn-
Yes,
deadline.
that's our trade deadline next year.
Do we want to just race the horses next year to see who has to do it? Like opening day, we race the horses. Everyone has to get a
that's-
trade and then go learn the trade.
But that's. Hold on.
Look at this, Mark.
How are you? But
Look
that's
how
like
badass.
that's some like SpongeBob shit. You got to fire underwater.
Yeah.
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 I've only ever seen that Bikini Bottom.
Welding knows no limits.
Wow.
Have you ever seen The Mask?
I have. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm pretty
the Jim
sure-
Carrey film.
Yes.
The Jim.
Remember the guy that gets killed in the opening scene when the mask escapes?
Oh,
its
he is
treasure
under-
chest?
yeah.
He's underwater welding.
That's
Uh-huh.
right.
And then he gets crushed by the pipe.
I'll be goddamn. He does.
Cameron
You
Diaz
were-
gets crushed by the pipe.
Yeah.
I wish.
movie.
Let me tell you something.
Sheesh.
Cameron Diaz in that movie might be the hottest woman in a movie.
Yeah,
That is-
maybe ever.
That doesn't get naked. It is something. Okay, trade
That-
deadline
Trade
next
deadline-
year.
trade
And the
deadline next year.
cleavage from Ace Ventura Pet Detective are burned into my brain matter from my childhood.
Which cleavage?
The opening scene when he returns the puppy to the
Oh,
woman and the
and-
puppy
and-
starts
Oh,
licking
yeah.
her boobs.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I was
Yeah.
like,
That's the mask.
That's the mask.
Not Ace
You-
Ventura.
yeah.
Okay,
You're crossing.
I
You're
went
crossing.
back. I went
here.
back,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Good poll, Lucas.
Enhance?
Good
Enhance?
job, Lucas.
Connor, calm down.
That's good shit, man.
Not my type.
What?
You know what trade?
Well,
I-
you
No,
know
don't-
what-
I'm not
hold on.
falling
No,
for this.
No. You know why? Connor was probably more into Jim Carrey in that movie. He likes green. He likes green people.
Dude.
Right? Aren't you on record as liking
That
the
is true.
green?
yeah, Gamora is the hottest.
Oh my
woman
god,
in the
Gamora
history
is
of
so
movies.
hot.
Gamora pisses me off with how actively unlikable and uncool she is. You like the character Gamora? That is the worst take I've ever heard in my entire
She's
life.
sexy as hell.
She is hot though.
I don't
She's
think
sexy.
so. I don't. I disagree.
Is that same? Is she the same actress who's green in Star Trek?
No.
Now,
She's not-
Ahura, we could talk about.
She's hot.
Yeah. Hell yeah. First interracial kiss ever in like the 1960s?
Oh, you're
don't
talking
think
about the old Star Treks.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean any Ahura.
What?
I don't know.
What did he say?
What did he say? Major League Baseball. You were
Ebo.
saying.
Ebo, I'll cede the floor to you. The trade deadline happened yesterday, and you said right before we sat down, "God damn, this couch is tall." And then you said, and then you said,
Ebo looked great.
and then you said
Unnecessary. I mean, that one was.
There's some unnecessary.
that trade deadline was the most active.
There's some that are just like in the flow of the game. And it's just like, it's the fog of war type situation.
No,
That
yeah.
one was just like,
Yeah, I'm sorry. That one.
He check.
yeah.
You said the trade deadline was the most active you've ever seen, correct?
Yeah, it's one of the most active in recent memory I can think of.
So now, on the subject of real or fake, I've been falling for a lot of fake stuff lately.
Yeah.
I'm not falling for this one. The Orioles had a trade with the Padres, and some of these names are just not real. Like they got Boston Bateman,
Boston, Brandon Butterworth.
Brandon Butterworth,
who was
Boston
traded.
Bateman, and Cobb Hightower. Nope, you're not getting me, baseball.
Tyson
Brandon.
Neighbors?
You're not getting me
Tyson
with Cobb.
Neighbors isn't a real guy.
You're not getting me with Cobb Hightower.
We also got Twine Palmer the other day.
You got
Twine
Twine Palmer.
I can send this to Lucas, our full haul.
Boston Bateman, Brandon Butterworth, Victor Figueroa, Cobb Hightower, Tyson Neighbors, Tanner Smith, and they gave away Ramon Laureano.
These just aren't real people.
Ryan, like cash consideration is not a real guy.
No.
You want our full trade deadline haul?
No. Yeah.
Okay, Slater DeBrune.
That's one name?
He goes by Little Slay. He's a rapper. Wellington Aracena.
What's happening?
Wellington.
What's he doing?
Cameron Foster. Jerron Watts Brown. Twine Palmer. Wilfrey De La Cruz. Ramon Gomez. Anthony Nunez. Chandler Marsh. Boston Bateman. Cobb Hightower. Tyson Neighbors. Victor Figueroa. Brandon Buttersworth. Tanner Smith. Micah Ashman.
Are y'all addicted to having a young core? Is that what you're trying to do again? Just run back another young core?
I would be. Well, all the guys we traded were expiring contracts except for Ramon Laureano and Ramon Urias.
Okay, so hold on. You traded Urias. You traded Mullins, right? You traded O'Hearn and
Charlie Morton.
Moriarty. Okay.
And then our entire bullpen. A lot of those guys their contracts were up at the end of the year.
By the way, Brian Baker right there that you traded first, family member.
Yeah, I know, it sucks.
Yeah.
I like Brian Baker.
Big time fan of what we do here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Brian
Okay.
Baker.
Brian Baker, good guy.
Where do you get traded?
To the Rays.
To the Rays as well.
Rays.
Yep.
Man. So now we'll never hear from him.
He was a Fort Walton Beach. No, he was a
No,
Choctawhatchee Indian.
The Rays. No, the Rays. They still do the thing where every couple of years you look at the standings and they're in like second place.
That's what they're doing it right now.
They do it
right now.
Yeah.
They were doing it for most of the year. They kind of sold a little bit.
They're in the mix. I think they're third or fourth, but they're still in the mix for the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, then they got a bunch of guys you've never heard of. Hitting 300.
And they're playing.
Jake Mangum.
1 ERAs.
Where are they playing?
Playing in George M. Steinbrenner Field. And now you
That's
might
right,
be
they're
thinking,
AAA, yeah.
That name sounds familiar, Titus.
Yeah.
That's because that was the Yankees owner.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's the Yankee Stadium. So they're
Hal
playing at
Steinbrenner.
Yankee Stadium.
It's named after Hal Steinbrenner?
No, George Steinbrenner.
Okay.
Was that?
That's Hal's dad.
It's Hal's dad.
Yeah.
Interesting. The trade deadline was active, but was it explosive?
Yes.
Was
good
it
question.
was it juicy? Was it drama? How much popcorn was consumed around baseball circles?
There were a lot of guys who, down to the wire, people were expecting to get traded that did not get traded. I think Stephen Kwan is one of them.
Yeah.
Joe Ryan is one of them. But yeah, I mean, one of the more active deadlines I can remember in terms of just like superstar like closers moving.
A lot of closers did.
Yeah, because I think usually at the deadline you get like a lot of setup guys and middle relievers.
Yeah.
You don't really see like the guy like the Johan Durans and David Bednar's move and
Mason Miller got traded, right?
Ryan
Yeah,
Halsey.
you
Yeah,
see
Mason
that?
Miller got traded.
See that yesterday?
Yeah, massive.
Well, we should have talked about it.
Huge.
Do the Padres know something we don't, as far as possibly the end of the world? Because they've traded away every single prospect for now guys. Do they think that the world is ending shortly after the World Series?
Probably. I mean,
isn't there an alien ship headed towards us right now?
Yeah, but I also saw a video of a guy from like last year saying they're going to lie to you and say there's an alien ship coming this way. It is not that. It is from like a CIA report in the 70s. Do not believe them. Yeah. So.
Okay. So the Padres believe in the alien ship, though.
Probably.
That's why they're trading everybody, and that's why they don't care about baseball past this year.
Do you care about prospects as a fan, though?
I think if you are the only teams that really shouldn't care about prospects are like the Dodgers or the Yankees who can go out and outspend everybody. Otherwise, you better care about prospects.
I guess I'm just thinking as a fan, I feel that I would probably be in favor of the over-aggressive approach.
Yeah.
And trying to go all in and win now and not play the slow play, money ball, let's develop, let's get a third young core. Like, if nothing else, at least Preller's like, fuck it, like we're going for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a case for, you look at teams like the Twins who just sold off literally every piece.
Everybody.
Yeah, and they had like
10 of their 26
Crazy.
active roster players.
And they had like mortgaged everything to get, like, I mean, they went out and spent a ton of money on Correa, and they had all this pitching, and it didn't work out. And it's like now they have to completely retool, sell off everything. Whereas the Orioles, like, based just on how they built the team, even though they suck this year, the main pieces are still there.
So the Orioles are kind of
Going off
pulling
the
over to the
auxiliary-
side of the road and changing the tires.
Yes, they brought some spares.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you doing?
What's that, Lucas? What is that? What are you doing?
It's messing around with the
Just get
camera
a new
angles.
toy?
What's he doing?
So is it a Lucas show now?
I was just
You just
What is he doing? I wasn't.
he's just
He just
sky
Skycam
cam and Ebo.
He's trying to put me in 0.5.
Let me see
Yeah.
Skycam on
He's
eBay.
sky cam and Ebo.
All right, Lucas. Let's relax over there, okay?
Let my guy flex.
He's just trying some new things.
He's
trying
like
to
the
get
New
his-
York Mets in-game director. Have y'all seen this?
Oh yeah.
It's actually
No.
pretty badass. He's like a cinephile film school grad, and so he does all of these incredible cinematic shots that makes it seem like it's like an old it calls back to a lot of things, but like old spaghetti western like duel scenes and whatnot, which is actually kind of the perfect to me when I see a high leverage pitch like we were talking about. It reminds me like a battle of like samurai, where they're both like very anime or like a western kind of standoff.
I need an example of this.
Really good.
Like a visual.
All right, here, Lucas,
real-
I'll find
real
it.
life
like a
example.
real life example. I need to see this.
What does this look like?
Or Cameron Diaz again. Either one, Lucas.
I would settle for
Cameron Diaz if that you want to put
in the mask.
the mask. Yeah.
She's hot in many
Either
things.
one.
Also, shout out Jake Malasek. I know he's watching right now, and he's never been more right than when he said Jennifer Connelly in Blood Diamond is like one of the hottest women.
Okay, well now this is a topic.
Conley and Top Gun Maverick.
I just don't know. She walks in and she's not even showing the hottest outfit. She's so hot. She's so hot in that movie.
Who, Jennifer Connelly?
No, Cameron Diaz in the mask.
Yeah. She's a beautiful woman.
A stunning woman.
Should let her know, Brandon.
Oh, she didn't the guy with the green mask on?
Yeah.
Smocking.
Wait, that's the smocking meme. What is?
That was
Good stuff, Lucas.
it was weird. He does have a green face.
Mm-hmm. Hard to look past.
It was based on a comic, that movie, that film? The Mask?
Maybe, I don't know.
I think you ball sacked yourself on that one.
What?
Well, what would he be based on then? Did
I
they
don't
just come up with this
know.
idea? It was very comic strippy.
I think there is, not 1,000%, but that sounds very believable and right.
It was based on a comic? Yeah.
Oh, you know who was hot in a movie?
Why don't you take this ball sack, Evo?
You know who was hot in a movie? That fucking She's Out of My League. That what's her name? She's Out of My League.
I can picture it now.
You ever seen that movie?
No.
It's called She's Out of My League.
Oh,
Yeah.
great movie. You're talking about Alice Eve.
I'm talking about Alice
is
Eve, and
beautiful.
She's Out of My League. That's who I'm talking about.
Now,
Yeah.
she has a
Jay-
great scene in
Jay-
Star Trek.
Does she?
Yes.
Okay.
Jay Baruchel vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not
Good
how I
movie.
would say that name. I would say Baruchel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Yeah.
seems like a semantic sort of stand you just took. That's fine, though.
Is
Sure.
that one? That particular image looked fake.
Is that
Y'all got my whole world messed up with fake and real.
How we doing with the New York Mets videos?
I'm
Lucas?
Not you,
I was
T-Bob.
talking to,
This is about
talking to
Lucas.
I was waiting for T-Bob.
What about Jennifer
Okay,
Connelly
all right,
in Blood
cool,
Diamond?
cool.
We got that one.
okay. I think I got some examples.
I've never
that
seen
are
Blood
put
Diamond.
next to whatever. I'll just send this to Lucas.
That's
Blood Diamond's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Good movie. Hey, bro. I used to love Leo's South African accent in that movie.
That's where he says the bling bling thing, right? Shows up on all the cheesy movie lines,
Bling, bling.
YouTubes, which I watch a lot.
You should see Blood
All right,
Diamond.
here we go.
Oh,
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
wait.
This is and where would you be watching this? Pause.
This is
pause.
on-
Pause.
this is the
Explain
actual-
the context. This
is the actual Mets television broadcast. I don't know about the cut of the actual. I don't know about the actual like movie shot that he put in there, but like that fade, like this is the actual. Is it SNY?
Live?
Yes, this is the live SNY.
as
Mets
you're
broadcast.
live watching the Mets.
we're watching this right
this-
here.
This is how it unfolds.
Yeah,
We're going to have to listen to it with no sound, though.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's not okay. Mm-hmm.
The black and white walkout coming into color. See,
Oh.
so this is showing the inspirations for the various shots that
Okay.
he uses
So this.
during the game.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see.
But this is all live production that he'll do during Mets games. John DiMarcico.
So this
Yeah, I don't
is
say the name
this is a highlight reel we're seeing
Yeah,
of
This is a
of all the
sizzle reel.
best. Yeah, this of all the best moments.
yeah.
Oh,
These are all
like
these are
that
all
one.
moments
That's
that he
good.
used. That one's great. That's
That's
good
good.
shit.
That's good shit.
But that's not where the Statue of Liberty is.
Yeah, what
that
if
is a
he
little
did
confusing.
that? Maybe he held up like a bobblehead.
Mm-hmm.
Is he really about to do an eye transition?
No,
In game?
no chance. He's about.
Wait,
Wait,
Wait.
hold it.
We can't even see his eye. What is that?
Wait, what?
Is that Lucas's face?
Who's that guy? Where's that guy?
what? Is he doing camera tilt in game?
I believe that's called a Dutch angle.
Oh my
Huh?
god!
Why would you
dude.
know that?
Oh yeah.
You a film boy?
I took one film class.
Took one film.
Have you ever heard of a
Oh,
Dutch
Jennifer
oven?
Connelly. The touch oven.
All right.
Now I'm just. I don't know what we're looking
I-
at anymore.
yeah, I
I've
don't
lost
know.
the plot. I don't know what we're looking at
Look,
anymore.
you know,
Yeah.
it's this. It's this. I don't love this highlight package as much as some of the other ones I've seen where they
Yeah.
don't show the actual inspiration. But
Yeah, I actually don't need to see the inspiration. I want to see. 'cause
I agree.
I kinda like
all,
that.
all you're telling me is that you just ripped someone else off.
well, but almost all movie shots from great directors harken back to some other great shot.
You think
from
it's all
another
been
great
done?
director. But look how tight this shit is, dude. This is cool production live.
This is good, yeah.
When you're watching baseball on your iPhone, do you ever zoom in a little bit to where it fills the screen and you can't see the scoreboard?
No.
It gives
I also never
what
watched
you just
baseball.
described is a very unique experience.
I never watched baseball on my iPhone.
It really like heightens the dual aspect of it because there's like no HUD, no scoreboard. It's just pitcher, hitter. It's great.
I guess they got TV screens and phones now.
On your iPhone, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
That doesn't.
I've been reading a lot of sci-fi.
The guys
lately.
that make the giant computers?
I don't.
All right,
I don't make any damn sense.
Whatever. Whatever.
Oh, Ebo, give me 30 seconds, maybe more. Cubs.
Go.
Should I
about
be-
the Cubs?
No, I was gonna say just like let me make this about myself for 30 seconds. We should be mad, right? Cubs did fucking nothing.
A little bit, yeah.
See?
Jed did nothing.
See?
Dude.
Yeah.
Didn't do a goddamn thing.
But that's like everyone. Like, if you sit pat, the fans will just get mad if you sit pat the trade deadline. But maybe they're comfortable with what they have. They just want to.
so, but like, can you spin zone it for it? Does this mean Kyle Tucker's coming back and that's the big move? That
also,
he has
yeah, the spin zone on
planned or what? Like, because I think the idea was like we don't know if we're gonna get Kyle Tucker back, so this is the one. You know, whether the
Go,
Cubs
like,
we got to go. All of fucking every arm we have starting seems to have been falling off. Like, go get a starting pitcher. Let's make some moves and let's go get it. And they just didn't do anything.
My understanding of the starting pitching market is there were a lot of controllable guys. Like Mackenzie Gore was available, Joe Ryan was available, but the price is very steep, and they probably just didn't want to pay it. So they got Soroka, who the spin zone, the nerds say, his ERA isn't as bad as it should be, or is worse than it should be.
It's worse than it should be.
That's great.
Good spin zone.
Is that bad luck?
I wish that my athletic career that somebody would have treated me like that as
Yeah.
well. Like, guys,
Yeah.
I know he's playing kind of shitty,
Yeah.
but he's actually better. We should sign him.
His Zera is lower than his ERA.
Wait, I'm sorry. His
Zero.
Yeah,
What?
I just coined that just now. His xERA, expected ERA. His
Where
Zera
your
is lower than his ERA. I think his Zera is 3.8, but his actual ERA is like 6.
that seems like a big gap.
Yeah,
But now
massive.
you can be excited about
Yeah.
that.
So
You
all
can be
right.
excited about it.
I take it back.
So you can expect a 3.8 ERA the rest of the year.
I'll be.
I have a little
Yeah, or 3.
spin zone. Maybe not spin zone, but I have something to make you feel better. Titus?
Yeah, go ahead, T-Bob.
You know who else didn't make any moves? Dodgers and Brewers.
Oh,
So you're good.
Yeah,
So
all
you're
right.
good.
But I think the Dodgers and Brewers might be better than the Cubs.
That's
That's a problem.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
true.
I feel like they're better. We're the team that needs to get better.
I'm not over the Padres trading. Literally, they traded 1, 2.
They traded the number 3 overall.
5 of their
prospect
top 7 prospects. They traded from their draft last year their 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round pick to the Orioles in one deal.
Fuck them kids.
They traded everything.
Carlos Correa back to Houston.
Yeah, it's an interesting storyline for sure.
Yeah, that's a
high level storyline.
Former number 1 pick.
Last year he was awesome
And
and kind of got injured. He's been okay this year, but he's still like very good defensive.
I'm scared he's
Going to play at third.
I'm scared he's going to be one of these sneaky old guys. Carlos Correa, when he came up, I thought he was the next big thing. To me, he's just like 23 forever.
yeah. So so what you're saying is we are about to Google how old he is, and you're worried that he's going to be 35.
I would like if he's 32 or below, I feel okay.
Brandon,
Okay.
do you know when he was drafted first overall? Or do you want me to tell you? Or do you want to guess the age?
20 like 11 or 12? 2011 or 12? Yeah.
13 years ago.
Oh God. So he was 18. So
he's
he's 31.
Yeah.
30. Yeah.
Oh,
That's fine.
30, you're
That's
good.
fine.
You're
That's
good.
good. That's
Carlos
good.
Correa's
That's,
young.
he's still pretty young. Like, yeah, that's good.
We can work with this.
Like if that's at 36, I'm like, God damn it. Carlos Correa is near the end of his career, and I'm near death.
I mean, he's still got he's under contract for potentially another 5 years for them, so another 6 years for them potentially. So
And he will be.
He probably loves Houston, too.
Yeah, he's going to be great for Houston.
Like
I think, too.
living versus living in Minnesota.
Did anybody make any trash can memes? Anybody make any? So look, see if you can find some trash can memes.
Yeah, give us a good
I
trash.
want to see a good like maybe like the trash cans in Houston now that Carlos Correa is back.
Yeah.
And they're like crying or something.
Yeah.
It's just people crying or being scared.
Just banging on the trash cans. Yeah.
Because he beats the shit out of the trash can.
And maybe the moment in the mask where she rubs her hand all the way up her body.
What?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Maybe that.
Is that the Photoshop of him and his?
That's
What's the caption? there?
first look at
What's the yeah?
a Correa and I mean,
Ha ha ha! Woo!
Got him.
it is fucking insane that they just brazenly cheated their balls off, and Rob Manfred's like, what can you do?
Again, though.
That would never
What?
happen in college football.
What can you do?
but look at
Insane.
Look at the Connor Stallions. It is the same thing because it was an acceptable form of cheating that they just took to like the most extreme degree.
Well, now that you mention it, T-Bob, I think I might have a problem with the Connor Stallions cheating as well. Now that I see those parallels.
I guess. I mean, yeah. I guess. Yeah. I don't really. Have a
No,
problem
it's
with either one.
yeah, I don't know. It was very funny. I mean,
It's too big to fail. If the
it
team
is.
wins
It's too big to fail.
If
You
the team
can't.
wins the championship, you can't fuck with them.
Yeah, if the Astros hadn't won the championship, they probably like somehow revoke.
They
your
get like
wor-
the
your
death penalty.
pennant.
Yeah.
You know, like but if you win, it's like fuck. There's nothing we could do.
We can't do it. Then. They got
And that
it
makes
done.
no sense logically. It's like the reason they won is because they cheated. That's why they were good.
Yeah, but it's the same thing with Michigan. You're not going to take away the national championship. You
Right.
ruin the sanctity of the sport at that point.
No,
It's how Duke has protected themselves for like years and years and years.
Louisville basketball fans are drinking bleach. Listening to me. By the way. Just like,
But them winning,
Yeah, but it's Louisville.
the Astros continuing to win and win a title post cheating it makes it look lesser in hindsight
Yeah,
to me.
yeah, well, exactly, because they're still awesome.
Yeah.
It's like Michigan stopped stealing signs, and
They went 7-5 last year.
they went on. Well, no, they in the midst of their championship run, they stopped stealing signs. They had the coach spending, and they.
Oh
still
yeah,
won
you're
the
right. They
championship.
probably definitely
Yeah.
stopped everything they were doing.
yeah.
Definitely probably stopped everything they were
So
doing.
then, you can't have it both ways, Brandon. Did
I
they
think-
still do it last year, and they went 7-5 then?
Well, no, they just lost all everybody jumped ship because they knew they were cheating so
They
much.
still had
Everybody
Sherrod
left.
Moore and everybody. They still had the
He's
coaches
terrible.
were there for.
They had one coach that was there.
No, there was no, because those coaches aren't the ones involved in that as much anyway. The
Are
signs
you-
tell the
are
truth. They
you-
still
are you-
have
are
underground.
Are you secretly?
You a Michigan man?
Are you a
No,
Michigan?
fuck Michigan, dude.
It seems like you're kind of trying to
No.
cover some things here.
No, fuck Michigan. I have no.
Have
I
you
just,
been hired as a sleeper
I just
agent?
think everybody bitching about Connor Stallions are kind of pussies. I don't want to talk about Connor Stallions. Let's move on.
There's a reason.
Well, let's.
There's a reason.
I
Jim
brought it up.
There's a
It's
reason
all
Jim
right.
Harbaugh
It's my
hightailed
fucking
it out of there.
fault. I'm an
especially.
idiot. I'll take the.
Have you ever seen a coach spend years and years and years and years building up a team? When he gets to championship level, he's like, "All right, I'm going."
Not just any team, Brandon. His alma mater.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Yeah, Pete Carroll.
And why did he leave?
Because they were cheating. What? Like what the fuck? If
What
you ain't
the fuck?
cheating, you ain't trying. It is what it is, dude.
What the fuck?
Are you? I mean, do you really think that Pete Carroll was doing anything everybody else wasn't also engaging in?
This ain't about Pete Carroll.
Yeah, same thing. As
He's only the example that proves the Harbaugh thing.
Also, like Harbaugh had to feel like Harbaugh never wanted to stay in college forever. He wants to get. He just had to go like mission accomplished, and then he could finally go chase that Super Bowl.
I can't talk about
And
this.
there's no better place to chase that Super Bowl than the story
They looked
franchise.
pretty fucking good last night,
The Los
boys.
Angeles Chargers.
Have
They
you?
looked pretty good last night. Trey Lance is back.
I got to do it. Have you seen the Ole Miss video?
The
Yes.
gauntlet,
I
the,
checked.
the, the running back gauntlet
Yeah.
thing.
Lucas.
Yeah. Lucas, you're gonna love this.
Lucas is
Were
really
you just
good.
listening to music on your?
I don't think we need to watch the video. I mean, the picture itself right there.
Oh my god. Oh.
That apparatus is used throughout the country.
I've seen thousands of these.
I've never seen it adorned with dicks.
Not once.
They're
Flesh.
usually
Does anybody else have dicks?
they're usually like a neon orange or or
I've
like
seen a lot of navy.
navy.
You know, a lot
yeah.
of navy. I've also never seen it with the literal hammer ball at the end. Like normally it's just a tube, just a bunch of neon little like cylinders.
It's fleshy.
Lucas, do a meme. Go, say something. Give us something good.
Oh shit.
Lucas,
That's like a Friday night. Am I right?
Aw.
Just Dave Friday. Just
you know,
Connor, you do one. Go.
How about average Saturday night? Am I right?
That's good.
Yeah, thanks, man.
But that
Yeah.
She's
It was like
stole
mine,
his joke.
but-
that's what he just said.
No, he said Friday.
Oh, I got it. Hot girl on Twitter going through her DMs would be like,
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Okay, I don't think I got it the first time. My average Sunday night. Am I right?
The bistro. You know,
God damn it, Connor. God damn it.
He's do it again. Pull it back up, Lucas. Pull it back up. He's probably out cheating. Me and the boys.
okay, now that was
That's
Evo.
good.
There we
Yeah.
go.
There we go, Evo.
Yeah.
All right,
Now we're
Connor.
talking.
Send us
Now,
off
Connor,
with a winner.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Send us off with a winner.
My average Monday night.
Okay, what about
Right?
What about this? The running back's name is Logan Diggs.
What about you're a Penn State guy? Can you think of anything with Penn State in that video? Like, give us a Penn State something.
We're not using these. Trust me.
Give us something,
Been to practice. We're not using these.
They use the real thing.
Joe Paterno.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Logan Diggs? More like
All right, we'll tweet out all of those from the Mostly Sports account.
loving dicks.
Hall of Fame game was last night. T-Bob, you mentioned the Chargers look great.
Yeah.
Quarterback controversy, maybe.
I didn't watch a minute of it,
Neither.
but I saw in the headlines that Trey Lance kicked
Trey
ass.
Lance was awesome. Yeah.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I was quietly with Lucas a little bit last night. Where
Oh yeah, Lucas had the.
I was quietly with
that's
Lucas
right.
until I saw that someone fumbled the opening kickoff. I turned on. I watched the whole game.
Oh,
I thought you meant you were physically
I thought
with
you were
him.
physically with
No,
it.
no, no.
Say,
I was
you
with
were,
him.
What was Lucas's take?
You were on board with
Oh,
Lucas's
yeah,
take.
the one that Big Cat attacked Lucas over.
Yeah.
I was a little bit on board with this.
You're going to turn this game off after 30 seconds. Football's not back, is what Lucas
Um,
said. And Ebo, your experience last night was what?
Lucas.
Look at Lucas.
sorry.
3.3
No,
milli.
no.
The numbies. Get him.
I thought I took it off the screen.
Lucas.
Wait, scroll down to how many did Big Cat get?
Yeah, he's taking credit because Big Cat boosted that.
How many?
tweet.
Nah.
They can't help what happens after he tweets it.
Oh, the ratio kind of shrunk
ratio.
there a little bit.
People are noticing the ratio is shrinking.
Well,
The
should
people
we
are
Closing the
waking up.
gap on the ratio.
I don't want to support Lucas, obviously, guys, but Russillo did kind of come to his defense.
I think he's right.
in the comments.
I agree with him too. Nobody.
Is Big Cat arguing with people?
Yeah.
No, Big Cat's saying like, oh, someone's like, we get to watch DJU, and it's like you don't want to watch him. That's torture.
I didn't watch it last night. I would have maybe watched about a minute of it last night, but I was at Ling Ling.
Can I?
the
I need to
penis.
know about that.
Ling Ling?
How was it?
Oh, fucking incredible, dude. It was, I mean, I cried multiple times. It was bucket list type of night. Chamber of Commerce weather out there. Ravinia Park is fucking stunning. Chicago Symphony Orchestra playing all the hits. It was a, it was just a perfect night. It was a hell of a night. Shout out Ling Ling.
It looks sick.
Did look nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I was in Baby Hill last night, so I didn't watch any of the game. I was in.
That just sounds like a minute.
What's
Just
going
a
on? You
smaller
wanna-
hill?
Should we get a poll of the room and see who watched the game and who didn't?
No,
I didn't. I'm with you because I didn't watch the game.
I didn't watch it. I didn't feel like football was back last night. I
Football's
didn't.
not back. Not in
No.
July. Are you kidding me?
No.
Football in July. What are
But-
we doing?
It's August 1st today.
It's August 1st today.
It's August
I
1st today,
I will entertain
boys.
football now. They played the game tonight. Maybe I watch. Maybe I watch every second of it. But not last night. Heavens no.
My headphones just exploded. I didn't even touch them.
Yeah, because you were thinking about football being back on August 1st.
My headphones just exploded.
You didn't even touch it?
No, I didn't even touch them.
Oh damn, you're screwed.
We're gonna get tech
Fuck
guy in here.
Lucas.
We're
I
gonna
would,
get tech
I
guy
wouldn't
in
be
here.
able to hear all the people in the same room.
Titus, whenever you want to, I've got your top 5 humps.
I want to talk. I want to get to that. Yeah, Brandon didn't do his homework.
Brandon.
I can tell by the look.
I forgot all about the
I
home.
can tell by the look on his
Brandon.
face. He just did not do.
I
his
had to go
homework.
to that.
Did he just ask the teacher if the homework
Yeah.
was due though? That's kind
He
of
kind of did.
that's kind of fucked up, T-Bob.
Fuck
Kinda
you.
did.
Are you gonna collect the homework?
I did kind of do that, actually. God damn it.
Yeah.
I have one last thing to say about the Hall of Fame game. This is a message to Chargers fans. Do not let Keandre Lambert-Smith fool you. He will disappoint you. Saw a lot of people getting on the Keandre Lambert-Smith hype train last night.
Okay.
Just had that. It needed to be said.
Why? You want to expand on that?
why?
You think he's booty cheeks?
I don't think he's booty cheeks.
He was really good at Auburn.
You got a microphone, Connor. You say use words. Don't just.
I just don't like him. I don't want to say.
jilted.
I don't want to say too
An
much.
average Friday morning
Yeah.
here.
I just don't like him.
He's jilted because he left Penn State and was awesome at Auburn.
Yeah.
No, he was a problem at Penn State, and then went on to Auburn, and I'm glad he got better. But it was an issue at Penn State in terms of him just like wanted to be a number one guy, but he wasn't a true number one, and he just evaporated in the back half of the season. I'm weary about Keandre Lambert, but there are a lot of people.
How many years ago was this?
2 years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago. But you're right. He did have a very solid year at Auburn. Granted,
I'm going to
Auburn
say
last year
this is going to make this. Okay, yeah, he had 50 catches, 981 yards, 8 touchdowns. Pretty damn good year. You know what? Maybe wide receivers aren't the problem. Maybe Penn State's the problem. Bit of a red flag here heading into 25, Connor.
Yep.
Lucas is a scumbag. Lucas put a poll in the chat, was last night football yes or no, and the second it flipped to no, he ended the poll.
The whole time.
Literally the second it flipped to 50 to 49, 51 to 49, he flipped the poll and
It's
ended
a heady play.
It's good.
Well played, Lucas. We're getting that was the news last night. The virtual measurements.
Yeah.
I didn't know they announced they were doing this, but I guess I didn't see them practice until we saw the first.
that.
Now, this
example
is
last
not
night.
a-
You don't like that.
This
You
is
don't
not
like
a
that
microchip spotting the ball.
What is it?
The officials will still spot the ball. There is just a laser in the
Once they spot
All
it,
we're
then
doing
we-
is eliminating the old dudes
running it out.
jogging out and
Yeah.
with the actual chain.
We're still
Which
using the
sucks.
chains.
It's more of a pace of play change than anything. It doesn't actually make the game
No, they're not
more
using
correct.
the chains.
Oh,
There are
The
no
chains are still on the sideline.
It's like
so
tennis.
we are using the chains.
Yeah, but they're not running out there anymore. It's like tennis now. They do that thing.
Yeah. We have the chains, Brandon. We're not using them though.
We're just leaving them over there on
Yeah.
the sidelines.
Yeah, it's
I know like that's okay, and I like how I do like the tennis replay. I was like, oh, but like it saddens me that our children.
right.
No, well, yours have had some experiences, but our children will never know the excitement
Right.
of the chain being,
Right.
pulled up, straightened out, and then slowly lowered, and the human drama,
the drama
that
of
entails.
You know, you say that, T-Bob,
Yeah.
but I watch a lot of old games in sports, and I think we take for granted how far the TV watching has come, because first down lines didn't come into like 2002 or something like whatever first down lines came in. All the score bugs. I'm watching these games. You never know what the fucking score is. You don't know what inning it is. You don't know when it is. You just don't know anything because all you're looking at is the game. So I feel
or maybe back then you knew what the score. You didn't need the score
because you were locked in. You were
you weren't on
You're
your
tired, you
phone.
weren't
you
on
knew
your
more
phone.
ball.
Watching TikToks on your
Okay.
phone and
Wait, you
also playing.
I know you could. You
A
play,
video game on
you
the
play games on your phone.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
You ever call the hotline?
What hotline? I've called a hotline.
The one for like getting the score? Like the score hotline? Wasn't that a thing? Like you
Oh,
call and ask a guy for the
Never called that. I called the WCW hotline to see what Mean Gene Okerlund had to say before Super Bowl in 1997.
Did you ever call the Nintendo helpline with a video game?
No, never called that. Never called that. Called the weather, time, and temperature a lot.
What about
See what time it is.
What point were you trying to make with the chain gang a little bit ago?
Don't remember.
Okay.
No, so the chain's still. We're still going to have the chain on there for the visuals of the players as they look.
I think-
they try to get to the.
Yeah, for
I think
sure.
the chain
but it
gang-
stays there, and we just use the like little digital thing in there. Okay.
They're like the royal family in
Okay.
England.
I like that. They don't really have any
They don't
power.
really have any power. We're gonna
actually
keep
genius.
we're gonna keep them around just to kind of have them
They're symbolic.
a little
In many
symbolic.
There might be some inbreeding in
They
there.
technically do have some power.
Yeah.
but like not really. We've kind of moved on.
Yeah.
That's what the chain gang is, I think.
And they're a symbol of what football used to be.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
But you're not going to lament the lowering of the chain, and then like remember when old boy tried to slide the note card through, and
Yep.
or when it was clearly a first down in that South Carolina game, and he points the other way.
I played Alabama too much over the last 40 years of my life to know to watch referees walk out there with a chain, turn around, look, see where it is, and just kind of ease it this way. I played Alabama enough in the SEC to know the sooner we get rid of chains, the better.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is pretty insane that's how football is often. Games are often decided by guys in their 60s jogging out there with chains that are like get tangled up sometimes, and then you know.
Brandon Walker,
Get a-
breaker of chains.
The chain gang at my local high school, you got to be like, you do have to be royalty to be on the chain.
Bro, high school chain gang's a big deal.
Yeah.
High school chain gang's a
Yeah.
big
You
deal.
get on the chain gang at your local high school, you are somebody.
Yes, I was about to say it is always somebody who is somebody in the community.
Yeah.
They have a profile.
Our chain gang guy has been the same. He's been our chain gang leader I think since 1980.
Damn.
I think he's going on 45 years now of chain gang supremacy.
What's better than Friday Night Lights? You know,
Nothing.
it's America.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
How would we how would we spot the ball with chips? Is that doesn't seem possible?
It's very hard.
I just eat 'em.
It doesn't feel like
it's a logistical nightmare in terms of just like
when
the
knees
ball
down,
knees
when's
down.
you have to chip the knees as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind?
How about fuck spotting the ball with chips?
What?
Brandon made the joke where he was like, when you said how would you mark it with chips, and Brandon just goes, "Well, I just eat them."
Yeah. I heard it. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard the joke.
Thank
What
you,
did
thank
they
you for
make?
bringing the show to an arresting halt.
We
there.
don't.
I was asked why I was
don't
laughing.
need
I was
instant
laughing at the
replay.
joke.
Oh.
I was laughing at the joke, or your response to the joke, in the fact that nobody laughed originally, which made me laugh.
I mean, am I crazy? Well, no. Me and Brandon made eye contact and we nodded and smiled
okay.
with one. But am I crazy or like? I don't fucking care about the ball being spotted by chips. I think it's fucking fine.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, we've been spotting footballs like this for 100 fucking years. Let's just keep doing it.
Have you ever tried to
it's fucking
explain?
awesome.
Have you
I
ever
think
tried
refs
to
kind of suck at it though.
Have you ever tried to explain football? I'm curious about this, T-Bob.
Yeah.
To somebody that doesn't know the rules of football.
Yes, and
Do
my.
you realize as you're doing it that this game is actually kind of insane?
So I was going to say,
Like the rules are like
what you
like-
realize it is the most unintuitive game that has ever been
yeah,
made.
yeah.
And the fact that it took over, like compared to soccer, where there's like 3 rules and it all basically
just kick the ball in the net.
it
One
plays
guy
itself.
can use his hands. That's it.
You just
gotta
got to
go out there and
explain
figure it
all
out, yeah.
sides, and
Yeah.
then you know soccer.
Right.
Like, no, football is the most unintuitive, wonky, fucking stupid design game.
I had European
That's
teammates at Ohio State, and obviously football is big at that school. I don't know if you
Yeah.
heard. And so they're trying to like ingratiate themselves in the into the school, and then they pulled me aside one time, and they're like, "Can you explain like what's
What
going
the
on out there?"
fuck?
And I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty simple. You get four chances. You got to move the ball 10 yards." But actually, only these guys can be on the line of scrimmage, and so.
well, like, if you
There's
wanna be
only
on the
one
line-
guy that can be moving actually as the ball snap, but he can't. He can only be moving. Yeah. So here's a, so
Make sure you got 7 men on the line of scrimmage.
7 men
Don't
on the
forget
line.
about that.
Yeah.
Also, look,
You
you
can
can't
throw
cover
it,
up,
but you
and
gotta.
you can't cover up.
You can't.
You can't cover.
yeah.
Like, if
You
your
can only
receiver wants
throw
to
it
be
if
on the
you're behind
line,
line.
But you have to
Yeah.
be behind the line.
outside guys.
What
to be
line?
there.
Oh, the imaginary line.
But sometimes if you throw it, that's actually a penalty because then like if the guy's about to tackle you and you throw it.
Well, you can't
but
cross
unless
the line
unless
of scrimmage
you're
and throw it either.
unless
Yeah.
you're outside of like the imaginary pocket and
and those
that fucking man.
and those guys over there are responsible for tackling the ball carriers, but they can't tackle. They can't tackle certain body parts, but they can sometimes.
Well, I
but
mean,
they
think
can't.
about
And then
hold.
if-
I mean, with holding, it's like you can hold, but you just can't hold in the wrong
Yeah.
way. You gotta
right.
hold like this. You can't hold like this.
Right. Yeah, it gets pretty complicated.
Jumping
yeah.
offside.
and then you realize that like there are often times where like the pivotal play on 4th and 1 and there's a scrum and then the guy reached it and then the ref comes one ref on this side
Yeah.
comes running in right here,
Yeah.
but then the other ref's like a half yard away and then they're just kind of make eye contact and meet in the middle and
Smart.
then one of them grabs the ball and just kind of goes like this and sets it down and then the old dude's with the chain and you're like this is
Yeah.
kind of fucking insane, but that's how we've done it for 1,000 years, so
Yeah.
Look,
why change it now, T-Bob?
T-Bob,
We-
your LSU football career.
yeah.
How many holding penalties?
Not many.
Not many?
A couple, maybe. No, I don't know.
You weren't a holder?
No, I wasn't a big holder.
You were a blocker.
I maybe a couple false starts or kind of fucking up the snap type shit. Never fumbled a snap.
Did you ever snap a shotgun snap into your balls?
No, what quarterbacks can do,
Yeah.
and this is so deeply funny, is if you're taking an under center snap, a quarterback can pull his hands out and no joke, you punch yourself in your nuts. like to the point where it hurts. Not like a funny, not just like me going like this, ow.
Yeah.
Fuck. But like no, like you actually punch yourself in the dick in the balls to the point where you feel pain in your stomach. That kind of hurt. That was not. That was,
Yeah, you didn't need
kinda
to-
did.
Yeah, you-
We kind of we all
get it.
understand what
Yeah,
you're talking
I know,
about.
I
when
know,
you-
I know. But yeah, I've always thought that's really funny that you can force another man to hit his own
himself in
nuts.
the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good prank for all you high school quarterbacks out there.
Yeah.
I
So like if a
practiced.
center ever, but then
Two days starting up today, or the 2 days have been going on, but yeah.
you can fart on their hands if you're a center. That's kind of fucked because then you get hit in the nuts. So it's like mutually assured destruction. You don't fart on the hand because you don't want to punch yourself in the dick.
That's somehow beautiful.
Yeah.
What he just said.
Yeah, the bros. You know what I used to like to do too?
You fart on my hand, we're gonna have a problem.
You guys,
Yeah, it's gross.
you do pranks at LSU like that? You fart on hands and stuff, or like you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a big hazing thing.
It feels too serious of a program.
We had one hazing day at the end of camp, but our hazing was just like you get the shit beat out of you for a little bit.
Yeah.
Wasn't very fun or funny.
You only have to do that once.
Yeah.
Okay.
Freshman year. High school is like getting jumped in. High school, though, we used to do a lot of gay shit. Like that Logan Diggs video. That was my high school. Just get down on it.
Twin Peaks, the Peaks of the Week. Twin Peaks understands that epic sports moments are meant to be witnessed. So in case you missed them, these are your Peaks of the Week. Brandon, would you like to go first with your Peak of the Week, your Twin Peaks?
Mark, I'm going to let you go first.
I will go first. My Peak of the Week is it happened in Major League Baseball. We talked about it on the show. Ebo brought it up. It was the oddity. Usually Peaks of the Week, we like to do highlights. We like to do big moments. The guy who won the game, the big win, whatever. Mine was the oddity that happened between the Baltimore Orioles and the Toronto Blue Jays. Sir Anthony Dominguez being traded in the middle of a doubleheader, reminding us that the baseball trade deadline, it's not like those other deadlines.
Yeah.
It's not like those other trade deadlines. We get weird quirks like this that happen, and I hope it never goes away. And so that was my Peak of the Week because it reminded me that the baseball trade deadline is hilarious at times and creates these very funny moments where a guy plays for one team in a doubleheader, just switches into a different jersey. And
Well,
goes
didn't
back
he
out
just
there for
like
game
walk
two.
to the other bullpen?
Yeah.
And like there's all of his boys like,
Yeah.
oh, shit, oh, fuck you, Dominguez. Ha, just kidding. We're going to miss
He
you.
like might have
buddy."
left his phone charger in the other bullpen. And like had to. I guess mind if I go? I gotta pop over to the other bullpen real quick and get my phone charger and my jacket that I left in there. That's my Peak of the Week.
My Peak of the Week is also a baseball oddity. Kind of a slow week in sports.
A little bit,
Fair
yeah, a little bit.
It's also a baseball oddity. Did you see the box score of the Reds and the Braves last night?
Yep.
The Reds and the Braves played, I think, 7 innings of back and forth, low-scoring baseball, and it was 3-3 going into the top of the 8th inning. The Braves exploded for 8 runs, 11-3. Blowout.
Game over.
Game
over.
over.
Good job, Bravos.
Yeah,
Wrap.
8 runs in the 8th. The Reds respond with 8 runs in the 8th.
No way.
8 runs in the. There are the box score has 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then just 2 8s.
2 8s in the 8th.
How many times in baseball history do you have 2 8s in both half innings?
Do you want the actual answer?
Oh, wow! Somebody has it.
Yeah, I got the actual answer.
What is it?
It is, this is the 3rd time in Major
That's
League history that both teams have scored 8 or more runs in the same inning.
Oh, did it happen? There was a Cubs game
I don't know
this
if
year,
they-
right? They didn't get
was
to 8,
close.
but that was chaos.
Oh,
There
yeah,
was
you're
no
right.
way it was 8.
It was the one Nicky Smokes was at,
yeah,
right?
The Friday,
Grand
the Friday
Slams.
game.
Yeah.
Was it the Marlins they were playing?
I think it was it Diamondbacks?
Diamondbacks.
I think
It was the Diamondbacks.
It
Yeah.
was because Nicky
That was
Smokes
a
was like
chaos.
the
Find
worst
that.
thing that happened to you is seeing a grand slam on the road.
Yeah, find
or-
that game. What was that? That was.
Seeing a grand
I don't think it
road,
was too. I don't
Was-
think it was
no,
2 8s.
was
though.
like
watching the home team hit a grand slam.
I don't know if we should say it within the ad, but yeah.
it was 5, 10, and 6. So it was that.
Yeah,
That's close.
Yeah, that's
Pretty crazy
that's
too.
pretty crazy as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, but not quite 8 and 8.
You know what the craziest part to me is?
Yeah.
And it also is humorous, is so like you said, Braves 8 runs. Okay, blowout, we win. Then when you give up the 8 immediately afterwards, you're supposed to lose that game.
You're still tied. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they just stopped scoring, and then the Braves still won the
Still-
11th. So it was kind of much ado about nothing. Like, guys, we could have just we could have done this from the beginning. We didn't need that whole 8th inning.
That might be one of my biggest pet peeves: is teams that make huge comebacks just to lose.
That
It
sucks.
I fucking
sucks.
I hate
Fucking
it. What are you doing?
What a waste of time.
Sucks.
What a waste of
You
time.
go to
and
turn
effort.
off a basketball game, and the
Yeah.
team's down 25, and then they start they go on a little 7-0 run, and you're like, maybe I shouldn't turn it off. And you keep watching, and like, oh, they're chipping away, and then they come back and tie the game just to lose. Oh, I should have turned it off an hour ago.
Mississippi State did this against LSU a couple years ago where they were down like 16
Yep.
with like 3 minutes left. got a touchdown, 2-point conversion, got another touchdown with 3 seconds left, and then didn't get 2-point conversion.
Yep.
Just lose by 2. Like, what the fuck was the point of all that?
What was the point of all that?
Just a little tease.
Let's just lose.
Just a little cock tease.
If you're searching for a spot to catch every epic highlight live, elevate your game day at your local Twin Peaks. Find your local lodge. Visit TwinPeaksRestaurant.com. I gave the boys homework last night. Pretty simple exercise, really.
Yeah.
It's not difficult at all. It was the top 5 humps.
Mm-hmm.
Who's got the top 5 humps? I felt like this is something that Brandon Walker would be into. Humps, college football.
I got
My
it.
lovely lady lump.
That's right up your alley.
2 of my favorite things.
What are the humps that need to be gotten over? The monkeys that are on the back in college football. I asked both of you boys to power rank your top 5.
Well,
Steve-Bob, you have said that you have come prepared. Brandon is
Well, he has
hinting
his
at
hand
not
raised.
coming prepared, but maybe he threw it together on the fly here.
I had it yesterday.
How would you guys like to present this?
That's not true, you liar.
I had it yesterday. As soon as he said it, I knew it.
No, teacher, I had my homework ready. He's
Well, you're the
lying.
one
He
that brought
copied
up
my
the homework. We'll go 5 and 5.
Yeah, you go first.
Before we go, I assume everybody in the world would have the exact same number 1.
Are you?
We'll see.
How are you rating the humps? By the way, are the like who
I'm
has?
just-
It's like
who's got the largest hump?
Number 5 for me is Lincoln Riley.
Okay, but does that mean
What is the hump?
He-
We got to talk
There's
about the
different
hump as well.
humps. There's
We got to
different
talk about
humps.
what their humps are.
His hump is he has not done anything that matters at USC whatsoever. When he got hired, he was taking over a program that was down a little bit, and he had to get him back up the mountain to respectability. He has gone absolutely nowhere, and that hump is still ahead of him. He hasn't even started to crest.
So what is that? What does getting over the hump look like to you?
I think winning 10
will you
games
know?
and,
Okay.
and being a contender for a playoff spot in the Big Ten until the season is over.
you
or
talking
making the
about 10
playoff.
regular season games? Because
Yeah.
that probably puts him in the playoff. If
Yeah,
he
no,
goes
so,
10-2.
but
Okay.
that's where they should be at this point in his USC career, is it not?
Year what
At the
for him?
day of signing,
Year
yes.
four?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say at the day of signing, yes. In the context of now, I think that's not realistic.
That's why it's a hump.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I'll start with an outside looking in hump.
Okay, well, I was told 5.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
I didn't
And
think about it like
so? This
that.
is a bubble hump.
this is a bubble hump. And this is Dabo getting over the Tyler from Spartanburg hump.
It's a good one.
And to be clear here, he's almost over it. Like he is climbing the hump,
He
right?
kind of got it.
Ever since Tyler fucked him, he's been hot again. Dabo has. But now everything is so set up for him to be great that if they don't do good, then Tyler wins like big time. He comes all the way back.
Yeah, last year it was. I remember Brandon, you often just being like sneaky Clemson. A team that everyone kind of gave up on.
Yep. Yep.
But that's not quite over the hump. That's just you're
would-
on your way.
If he like
but
if,
this year there's expectation again, and
like they
for them, and-
snuck to an ACC championship last year, they should dominate the ACC this year.
Yeah.
And then I'll give him over the hump. I don't think he needs to win a natty, but I'll declare Tyler from Spartanburg dead if Dabo can do that.
Number 4, Hugh. Wait, do you
You want me to do? I'll do number 5 now.
Well, yeah, because we'd be all off.
Yeah.
that's gonna
Okay,
mess
number
up
5. College football needs to get over the I swear the 12-team playoff is good hump. And I think the reseeding will do it. Because I think last year's 12-team playoff would have been good if seeded correctly. And they changed that, right?
Yeah.
So like now they're no longer automatic seeds, just automatic qualifiers. Is that right? Did they change that this year, Brandon? Right? Didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gaslighting myself. Yes. Or are you doing a
Lucas
S and Y thing?
Lucas is trying to beef up his portfolio today.
But yeah. So like I believe they will get over it. But that's a big hump. We got it. We got to sell people on the 12-team playoff.
So you're saying that this is a huge year to have a March Madness type feel to we're just great. The first day of action is just insane games.
Yes.
You're just like how this is fucking bonkers. Whereas last year, it was just
it was kind of
a dud.
It just led to a lot of weeping and gnashing of teeth, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it'll be better this year. And I think the parity helps as well.
Brandon, you're number 4 hump?
Hugh Freeze has to get over the hump of his sexual desires.
There you go.
Well,
I mean, that's been
humps can be the stem of that.
Hugh Freeze's entire career blew up a couple years ago because he couldn't stop calling escorts on his university-issued phone. Then he goes to Liberty and he rebuilds whatever. And the only program that would hire his stupid ass is Auburn. He hasn't done a goddamn thing at Auburn. And then the other day they're saying, "Hey, coach, what's going on?" And he said, "Think about this league. You need a lot of length and girth."
Hell yeah.
He's still just sexualizing everything.
Hell yeah.
And he's got to get over this hump. He's got to become a football coach again.
Yeah.
It's all about girth and length and titties for him. And he's got to get over it. That's my number 4.
The only way he's ever going to get over it is if he thaws.
If he gets under it.
Well, no, that would be still.
Wait.
Yeah, that
What-
actually
That'd be
makes
still
it worse.
Yeah, that'd be make worse.
That makes it way
He'd be
worse.
leaning back into it. at that
Okay.
point.
All right.
Yeah. That's a good one.
My
That's a
number
good one.
4 hump. The Arizona State, I swear I'm not TCU hump,
Oh, wow.
where TCU was awesome that one year, and everybody's like, Sonny Dykes. But if you looked at Sonny Dykes' record, well, as opposed to gloomy lesbians, but if you looked at Sonny Dykes' record, like, that good year was the exception, not the rule. And Kenny Dillingham doesn't have a resume that would say that. Like, Kenny Dillingham's so young. He's done great in his small sample size. My point is, though, Arizona State's got a lot of excitement behind them. I understand why Sam Levitt's getting a lot of love, but they just need to prove that they weren't just a kind of flash in the pan. Everything came together for one good year. And
Yeah.
also, I mean, you're going to play Mississippi State.
That's right. No, we got
Yeah,
something
week
for that
one,
ass.
week
Week 2.
two.
Got
You gotta
something
play
for that
Mississippi
ass.
State, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, we got something for that
Oh,
ass.
wow.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You
So
still
Arizona State.
you still strong on that prediction, Brandon?
I'm getting stronger by the day.
What prediction? We've never talked about
I'm about.
any of that.
I think we might beat Tennessee too.
Oh.
What are we? My number 3.
Arizona
Number
State
three?
proving
Yeah.
to not be TCU. Huh?
The Big Ten has to get over the SEC is the big bad boogeyman hump.
Yeah.
The Big
Good
Ten is intent and obsessed. It is obsessed.
Big Ten won the last 2 national titles.
Exactly, Mark.
See,
Thank
look
you
at
very
it,
much.
like, hey,
Exactly.
Methinks the lady doth protest
Yes.
too much.
The Big Ten
Why
is
are you so
still.
Replying to
why are you
your-
so
I'm
Big Ten,
replying to what you
bro?
just said.
I know, but will you let me say it?
Why are you so defensive?
What is the hump?
The Big Ten has to get over the SEC as the big bad boogeyman hump. The Big Ten has won the last 2 national
Yeah.
championships. The Big Ten has joined the SEC atop the sport. The Big Ten was better than the SEC last year.
Yeah.
And yet the next year they show up to media days and every Big Ten coach wants to say, well, the SEC. You're there. You're there. You won 2 national titles. You don't have to keep throwing the SEC. You don't have to keep comparing yourself to the SEC. You don't have to keep saying, oh, the SEC's this.
It's
the
sad.
SEC schedule's this way. Oh, the SEC only does 8 conference games. You're there.
Yeah.
You're there.
Okay.
Why do you have to continue comparing yourself to the SEC?
Now that
you got to
laid
get over that.
Now that you laid it out the way you did, I can see now that the Big Ten is definitely the worked up conference. It's
No,
not the SEC guys.
no,
Now that you laid it out that
Hey,
way, I
how many SEC coaches were
I tell
talking
you
about
what.
the Big Ten and SEC
I tell
media
you what.
days?
I tell
And
you-
how many Big Ten were talking about the other way?
That's actually he's kind of right about that.
I didn't watch the media days.
Okay, I'm just
What?
saying.
You didn't what? You didn't watch the media day?
I mean, this sounds like I don't know.
I'm exactly right.
All right.
That's what it sounds like. T-Bob?
I agree. I know we're going to debate it. I hate the SEC. But, I mean, even James Franklin was straight up talking about how right that other conference does it, not even calling the SEC, which is kind of the ultimate little brother move. Talking about that other conference.
Did you see Sankey? Then he changed his
Yeah,
picture to that other
he
conference.
made the SC logo at TOC.
TOC.
Yeah.
pretty
Brian
good.
Kelly, number 3.
God damn it.
Must get over the uncool hump and prove once and for all that he's actually cool.
He's not.
The Brian Kelly, I swear I'm cool hump.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get over it. Okay, if he wins a national championship, is he cool?
That'd be cooler.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But does that get him over the hump?
Ryan Day's not cool.
Did you see him playing tennis with Reese Davis?
Where's Lou Holtz?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Dabo's not cool.
Dabo
won
is
2
kinda
national
cool.
titles.
Dabo's cool because he is himself.
Yeah.
He is confidently himself. Brian Kelly's uncoolness, and even though I actually love Kelly personally, he's good to media or whatever, but his uncoolness comes from, I think, the kind of politician vibe kind of changing here, there.
Yeah.
Dabo is
Yeah.
firmly himself.
Yeah.
24/7.
Winning makes you cooler.
Yes.
Maybe not cool, but cooler.
So y'all agree,
yeah,
Brian Kelly, if
yeah.
he wins a natty, will be cool.
No.
Cooler.
Cooler. He'll be cooler than he
You can
currently
accept his
is.
uncoolness.
Yeah.
What's cooler than cool?
Ice cold.
Shots.
Yeah.
Damn, that's cold.
Yep.
So if Brian Kelly, there's no world
Is there?
where
I guess I'm more asking y'all. Is there? It's a big hump. Is there a world where Brian Kelly can prove that he's cool?
Well, if he wins a national title, he doesn't have to be cool. That's the problem.
yeah, and if he doesn't win the national title, what
So
could
y'all
he
think
do
this is
to
a
make
bad?
it-
Y'all think this is not a hump? This is an impassable barrier.
I think if you change the wording from Brian Kelly has to get over the cool hump to Brian Kelly has to get over the lack of fit at LSU hump, and he does that by winning.
Yeah. Brian Kelly has to get everybody to stop talking about how he doesn't fit at LSU.
That's correct.
He doesn't have to be
He said it
cool
better
to
than I
do
said it.
He
So
doesn't have to be cool.
Okay.
He just has to. Brian Kelly has to get all of us to a point where we're just like, yeah, he's the coach at LSU.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
What if?
Instead
What
of
if?
It's
like,
really good.
Instead of like, can you believe Brian Kelly at fucking LSU? How funny is this?
What if
pairing?
they get a big win and he gritties in the locker room?
That would be awful. That's the worst thing
Is he
could
cool
do.
then?
I think because it's going to be a terrible gritty.
No, it's
You
gonna
remember
be so
Dabo
cool.
gritty in the like? No.
Fucking cool.
If he makes a Hickory Dickory Dock TikTok like Dabo?
Well, he grinded
would-
on that recruit. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it just had. If he can give me a little authenticity, I think that would go a
Yeah,
long
that's
way. That's the
God,
problem. Is every
that's
time he
gonna
does
be-
something like this, it does feel
That's going to be the tough part.
manufactured. Yeah.
All right.
All right, where are we? Number two.
Number two.
Number two, Brandon.
Alabama fans have to get over the hump that is Nick Saban not being there anymore. They have to realize that this new guy is going to take a couple of years to change everything. He's going to go 9-3 again this year, and they're going to try to fire him at the end of the season. That's happening. They're all saying, "Oh, the roster's loaded. Now we got a quarterback." Yeah, it's a quarterback that multiple offensive coordinators and coaches have never believed in. He's never been able to be the guy at Alabama, and now the fans don't believe in him either. But they're going to lie to you and say that they do. You don't have Nick Saban anymore. You're not Alabama anymore, and you're going to have to get over that. And that's a hump you guys got to deal with.
I know that is. I mean, that is definitely it. That is Bama's immortality and otherworldliness
Yeah.
is on the line this year.
Uh-huh.
If they aren't dominant at a Nick Saban team level, then you're right. Then it is unquestionably over. It'll still be great,
It's over.
but they're going to be.
They're not
normal.
going
They're
to
going to be
be.
human. They're going to be mortal.
Yeah. They're going to lose 3 games again, and they're going to want to fire it. This whole season is going to be about firing him in the back half of the season.
And you're saying that would be absurd.
No, I'm not saying it would be absurd.
Yeah.
I'm just saying Alabama fans are going to have to, at some point, look in the mirror and realize it's over.
They have to accept their mortality.
And they're not there.
They have to accept that
They're entering
not
this
there.
season as if they've got the dick swagger that they've had with
Yes.
Saban, and
Yes.
it's not. That's not who they are anymore, and they got to get over that hump.
They think last year was a blip,
Correct.
a transitional blip, which I don't know if I agree.
They blame it all on the quarterback, and without stopping to say, "Well, who's the coach that played the
Yeah.
quarterback?"
Another honorable mention: Iowa quarterback hump.
How many honorable?
Iowa
mentions?
quarterback hump.
Who does honorable mention at number 2?
Yeah, right.
It's a way to break up the
Who
program.
does like
So is that honorable? Is the number 2 honorable mention higher than number 3?
nope,
does
nope,
like
nope.
It's
This
like
is
the
another
AP
OLI.
poll comes out. It's like number 1 team, number 2 team. Here's some others receiving votes.
Yes,
Here's number 3.
exactly.
Here's number 4.
We're just breaking up the meal. It's like a cigarette in between dishes. Iowa quarterback hump, and I believe they will, thanks to our guy, whose name I'm blanking on.
Mark
Liam, give me the name.
Brandanowitz.
Mark Granowski.
Granowski. Fucking love
Mark
him.
Granowski.
Okay, number
Mark
2.
Brandanowitz, is that Parks
Parks and Rec.
okay.
Right, yeah.
Number 2. Ohio State is obvious.
Oh, wait.
Has to get over the Michigan hump. Because it's, I mean, well, whatever. It's obvious. I don't even have to dive into anything. Y'all losing to them last year was the most inexplicable, big daddied, mental ownership, out-toughed, outworked. And credit to Ohio State for bouncing back and kicking ass in the playoff run. But that was pathetic.
It was bad. Yeah, it was bad. And then they won the national championship.
Which was
but it's
awesome.
Still,
And I
still, it still lingers. You
Yeah,
know?
because you allow assholes like Dave to always have that, like, fuck you Trump card. We still
It's
beat you.
interesting though because I argued it last year after the game happened, and I will continue to argue it. I think the reason they did lose was because Ohio State wanted it so badly. I think that they got like in
Yeah, they
their
got the
own,
tight
they got,
butthole.
they got in their own head about everything. And Ryan Day wasn't just trying to win the football game. Ryan Day was trying to like win a certain style. He was trying to
He's trying to prove that they were going to out-tough
yes,
them.
yes. That's exactly right. And in a weird way, I think it would serve that program better to not care so much so that they could win and then go back to caring.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like a paradox of like the way you could care the most is to not care so much.
Yeah, or the best way to win is to like not care so much, even though you need to really care about the game because it's all that matters.
And that's exactly why it's a massive hump to get over, because it's just fucked everyone's brain in Columbus. They don't know what the right approach is, because everyone for the first handful of years that they were losing to Michigan, it was Ryan Day doesn't get it at the level that Urban Meyer gets it. And I think Ryan Day absorbed all that and was like, we're going into next year. This is the most important thing in the world. Yeah. And I think it like fucking broke him to where now I don't know what the approach is going into this year.
Well, it's you're so right about the style of play point, because that's the ultimate sign of how mentally manipulated they were in that matchup by themselves. Also, crazy that Ohio State's players have national championship rings but no golden pants.
Yeah.
We got to get some golden pants.
I think the national title softened the way he's going to approach that game this year.
I think so. Yeah. I think he realizes that there
are bigger things.
There are bigger things out there, and there's ways to put lipstick on the pig or whatever. If everyone's losing their mind, like we can still win national championships and get everybody to calm down a little bit. But yeah.
Brand number 1.
I mean, this has to be the easiest thing in the world. It's
Franklin.
James Franklin. Is James Franklin, can he get over the hump of being a guy who has never won anything of note? And I think he can, because there's always a coach where somebody says, oh, that guy, he'll never win anything. You know who that guy was for a while? It was Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart, when he couldn't beat Alabama, then he wins 2 national titles. Then it was Ryan Day. That guy, never going to win anything at Ohio State, wins a national title.
Yep.
And now that guy is James Franklin. Now that guy has the team, the best team that he's ever had, the best team he'll probably ever have. Ohio State's a tick down. Oregon's a tick down from where they were last year. Michigan's not there yet. It's now or never for him, and the hump is right there in front of James Franklin. Can you win something that matters? That's the hump. James Franklin and Penn State as a whole, too, yeah.
I agree. Listen to unnecessary. We go into that as well. We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Give me a non-national championship winning success story for James Franklin this year.
I think winning the Big Ten, and becoming the big dog in the Big Ten this year, and being better than Ohio State. Doing that. And then you get in the national title. Let's say you lose to Texas by a field goal or a touchdown. You're disappointed in the moment, but ultimately you have come further than Penn State's come in a long, long time, and you have proven that you are one of the elite.
You can't lose to a Big Ten team in the playoff, though.
Yeah.
You can't do it like Oregon did.
Yeah,
I think you'd have to lose to the eventual Natty champ.
What about like Notre Dame last year? As you go into this season, do you feel like Notre Dame got over a hump last year? Where,
absolutely.
I do. Question, yeah, right?
I do.
Which is funny,
so if James Franklin did something similar, you'd be like, they didn't win the national championship, but like –
but it would require beating Ohio State and most likely winning it.
Really, you could call it the Franklin big game hump.
Yeah.
He needs to win a big game. But also, that isn't against SMU. But also, it is the Big Ten could do it, losing playoff could do it, but I'll be damned if it isn't very friendly for Penn State to win the Natty this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all the other superpowers have obvious flaws. They have none.
I like this. Put the asterisk on it before it happens.
Yeah.
Well, it's I always find it fascinating when a team has to deal with a true championship or bust expectation.
Yeah.
Because the math is not on their side.
Mm-hmm.
To be the one team saying it's impossible, but that's where Penn State is this year.
Yeah. Well, that's who Ohio State was last year, and they almost blew it.
And they got it done. And that's why I think.
Of course, they were a better roster than this year's Penn State.
Yes, yeah.
But not as good as quarterback. Everybody's down Will Howard. And that's why I give Will Howard so much incredible credit, because he had an entire offseason of everybody just saying, it all comes down to Howard's good enough.
Yeah.
And then he turned it up.
And then the first big game he plays in was Oregon. And he has
and he played well, but then he
fart.
fucked up at the end.
Yeah, the brain fart at the end.
Fucked up against Michigan.
Yeah.
And then he found a way to get done. Credit Will Howard. That's mental toughness.
Everybody is going to be focusing on that Ohio State game because we've lost 8 straight to them or 9 straight to them. If Penn State doesn't beat Oregon in week 5, there's going to be a spiral.
That seems
good.
Dramatic.
No, that's good. That's how you should be.
That's good.
Penn State, we start off with 3 games against Cream Puffs, then we have a bye, and then we go into Oregon at home in the whiteout. with already this narrative that James Franklin can never win a big game and they can never beat anybody. They're either slightly worse than or right at the same level as. If you lose to Oregon at home after that cakewalk of a schedule leading up to it, when that's like the first real test in your national championship hype train, that's a problem. That's a big problem. And
but see, we just saw a team lose to their rival for the 4th year in a row in the last game of the season, a game they couldn't lose, and if they lose, they're going to spiral. They're not, and the next game they beat the motherfucking shit out of Tennessee.
Yeah, but you're asking for logic and nuance in a very emotional setting that Connor's describing. And nobody's going to want to hear that the night they lose to Oregon.
Also, you could argue they don't beat the fuck out of Tennessee without the spiral. You needed the spiral.
Yeah,
the spiral happened with
you
Ohio
needed
State.
to hit rock bottom to and have everybody just be like, we're pieces of shit. We fucking suck. We have nothing to lose. we have literally, rock bottom's a hell of a foundation to build on, as it turns out.
It's true.
And
write that down,
an animal's at its most dangerous when it's wounded and backed into the corner.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, I got a few more humps. Couple more honorable.
How many?
I haven't done my number one hump yet.
Mark, I brought 5.
Brought 5 humps.
I haven't done my number one hump yet.
What?
Teacher, can we get extra credit?
I thought you were agreeing with my number 1 hump, and that was your number 1 hump.
No, I don't even have that on my humps.
You don't have James Franklin on your humps?
Nope, I didn't do it.
Humps coming all shapes and sizes.
Honorable mention:
Love
Brent
all
Venables. I'm a bad head coach hump. It's gonna be very hard to overcome.
Sure.
Texas A&M. We love going 8-4 hump. They'll never overcome that. And then my number 1 hump: Arch Manning overcoming the chosen one hump. The prince that was promised him. Arch Manning is quite literally the main character out of any fantasy movie you've ever seen. I mean, he is a descendant of kings. He is the man, Quinn Ewers is John the Baptist. He laid the groundwork, went to a couple playoffs, and now Arch has to come in here and outdo the guy that just changed a decade of Texas history, and everybody will be sadly disappointed if he doesn't. I mean, he's a mixture of his grandfather who could run and his dad who could throw and his uncle who is cerebral. Like it's an impossible expectation to live up to. He's a prince, the prince that was promised. It's monarchy.
It really is for a guy that has not played a ton of meaningful football at this level. He has been anointed.
It's
and
fucking
I'm not
insane.
saying it's not deserved, but a lot of pressure.
Unbelievable
lot
amount
of
of
pressure.
All the small folk are talking about him. They love him.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
Joffrey Hump. Arch Manning.
Well done, boys. I like those humps.
Blutman, you got humps?
BYU players getting over the hump of wanting to hump.
Yep. It's tough.
That's a good point.
Should
BYU get over the hump of their players humping?
Did you see
Is
the little hump
does hump
that's
jumping count as humping?
snapping the ball?
What hump? What hump is snapping the
Have
ball?
you seen the starting quarterback?
Yeah, he's a short king.
Yeah, I might tower over him.
BYU's got a
really?
tiny quarterback?
Show me this.
I want to see BYU's tiny quarterback.
Listed at 5'10", no more than 5'7". He
5'7"?
backed up at Utah State, did nothing. Now he's here. One of the Bachmeier brothers could take the job from him.
Okay, all right.
Have y'all
Jack
ever heard of
McAfee.
hump jumping? You know about soaking, right?
Yeah. Of course.
So
Yeah.
when you're soaking,
Yeah, did it today.
you get your buddy to hump jump. They jump on the bed. So you're
Oh,
not
yeah.
thrusting.
Ah.
You're not thrusting, but you're getting a little hump.
They're
You're not humping, but you're getting to experience it.
So wait,
You get the motion.
you're not having sex, but what you're doing is something far freakier.
far from yes.
Far
Exactly
freakier.
right. That's exactly
Your
right.
ass out in your girl, your buddy is there. This seems way.
He's hump jumping.
Yeah.
They're not using condoms in soaking, right?
Pretty sure that's against the religion.
Actually,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a good chance they might be using condoms and soaking, if I had to guess.
Lucas's one interjection. Entire show.
Actually,
An hour 17 in. Lucas is like, I'm going to speak up now.
What about
I think I could add to this conversation.
can't let this go on.
What about durfing?
You guys
know
didn't know
about
that
durfing?
about soaking? Though?
What's
You didn't
durfing?
Rock the bed?
Yeah, you rock the bed. See, thank you, Lucas.
Yeah.
He knows.
Not everyone knew that.
I'd hump jump for
do
you boys.
do we have the BYU quarterback? I want to see it.
Oh, no.
He's a tiny little thing.
I sent you his name in TJ's DM. Just like pull
He's
up all
cute.
the videos. Of
I think
him
he's cute.
But what if that's
I
the
could put him in my pocket. And,
what if that's the way they get around their quarterbacks having sex? They just get quarterbacks that nobody wants to have sex with.
no girls will. Which one's the one? Fuck. Which one's the I like you? Right or left swipe?
Swipe right.
Yeah, let me try that again. They get the guys that no girls will swipe right because they're not tall enough.
Oh,
shit.
fuck.
Do y'all know about Durfing?
How many of these do you have in
TJ's Durf?
I'm Durf.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny because that's dry humping in Mormon language.
Durfing.
Really?
That's what they call it, Durfing.
It's called Durfing, huh? How about that?
Huh.
Brandon?
Looking for edge of your seat excitement?
Edge?
NASCAR delivers heart-pounding action you can feel whether you're watching live or right there at the track. The roar of the engines, the rush of the crowd. What would the roar of the engine sound like if they were going by me? Pretty good.
Ciao.
That's pretty good. That's more of a... Don't miss a second of the nonstop action. Tune in live from home or make it an unforgettable day and get your tickets to experience NASCAR up close. From high-speed turns to photo finishes, it's more than the race. It's an adrenaline-packed event you'll never forget. Grab your crew, plan your trip, and lock in your seats now or settle in to catch every moment on TV from the comfort of home. Either way, the excitement is waiting. Catch the action on TV or feel the thrill in person. Secure your NASCAR seat today at NASCAR.com and feel the excitement.
I sent TJ in the DMs more. McKay Hillstead is his name.
Okay.
Practice tape looking extra short.
That's fine. I also, because I've had a bad week about real or fake, I sent TJ a Twitter DM about it. I think it's real. And
Real or fake video?
Yeah, and I'd like for you all to.
Okay.
I think it's real. I want it to be real. I think this one is real. The other ones, eye patch dog, okay, fake. Trampoline and bunnies, fake. Giant dog, fake. Fine. Let me redeem myself today. Let me redeem myself today.
I think I found a real video.
I think I got a real video for you guys.
Guys, you're not going to believe this. I found a real
So in whichever order,
real video.
All right. This sheep got himself trapped in the tire swing. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, the other sheep are watching and they can't.
Yeah, real.
Because he can't get out.
Gotta be real.
It's too grainy to be fake.
I don't see any disappearing sheep
He almost
anywhere.
ran out of it.
Yeah,
Everybody's
I
reacting
think this is real, Brandon. I
appropriately.
think you got a W here.
I think that. Look at the sheep. He's
Or
running down.
I'll go down. I'll go down with you if this is in fact AI.
Also,
I mean,
whoever's holding the camera is kind of an asshole.
I mean,
I assume he got him out shortly after.
Connor.
That's
you
real,
thinking
right?
You think of what I'm thinking, Connor?
What?
I don't hate the shape of that sheep. You know what I'm saying? Look at
Is that what a sheep's tail looks like?
It's kind of
Yeah.
freaking me out too.
I don't
a little
like
bit.
it.
What's
I don't
going
know
on
if
there?
I've ever noticed a sheep's tail like
Not
that.
a fan.
I would have thought it was a little cotton ball.
A little puffball.
Yeah,
little
no.
puffball. I didn't.
like a mare reap.
Lucas, pull up some sheep tail.
That just looks like a penis.
Pull up more.
Yeah,
Go.
way too
Is that
flaccid.
just that sheep, or is that all sheep have a tail like that?
Way too long and
I
flaccid.
didn't know they had tails like dogs like that. That's crazy.
I guess I thought they had like.
Oh my god!
Oh, get it off the
I didn't
screen.
know. What? What?
Well, that's one. That's what you thought right there. The one in the middle
Yeah,
right.
maybe middle right, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
like that, like a little
Little bobtail.
I don't care if it's inhumane. We need to cut those
I
things
think they have to
Oh.
cut them off to make them.
We got to cut them off and make them into bobtails.
Oh,
Gross.
oh, they do. Is that what we're about to learn?
Oh, is it have medical reasons that they have to get rid of the
They
tail?
just cut the. Oh god, tail docking is compromised or lamb.
Tail docking is
Why is it
common practice where
heartbreaking?
lambs have their tails cut off when they're less than 7 days
Oh.
old. Often they need pain relief.
Oh.
It's done for, well, now.
God damn it, Lucas. Damn it, Lucas.
Well, I can't read this. Is it sad?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. Don't worry about it.
It's
All
a
right.
deeply painful procedure, is what it says.
So we were just
Lucas,
doing it. Damn, dude. We were
Sheep
just-
give me a thrill when I drive past a farm and I see sheep out there instead of just your standard horses or cows. I always get a thrill when I see sheep.
Yeah.
I
Bro,
like,
that's-
I like seeing a field of sheep.
You ever just watch the videos of people shaving the sheep?
I don't, but I could see where somebody would watch that.
So good stuff.
I'd like to sleep
Is
on
it-
a sheep.
Is Blubman, you like sheep? Are sheep good to you, or are they?
Yeah, sheep are cool. They're fine.
Have you ever seen Shaun the
Are
Sheep?
they?
Who's Shaun the sheep?
The claymation show on Netflix?
I'm aware of it.
Very good. Very good. Mark, you should watch some. Too
Shaun-
young now. Shaun the Sheep.
Shaun the sheep.
No speaking, just great claymation. No words. Really cool
That's
Is that a
animation.
Wallace and Gromit property?
Yeah, it looks like it, I think.
Great claymation.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wallace and Gromit.
Fuck
man.
you, you piece of shit.
No, that's the
You
guy
don't like
from the.
claymation?
Claymation. I mean, what are we doing?
Wait, you don't like claymation?
What are we doing?
Bro.
Brandon, back me up on this.
I'm kind of a mark.
Claymation.
What?
I've never seen claymation. I'm like,
You're never like
That's
this is.
not true.
I'm sure
Flush
it's
the-
fine. I'm sure it's a fine show. You know what would have made it better is
Flush
the
the
weren't claymation if it was actual animation.
like animate it, like draw it.
Claymation kind of sucks.
Oh God.
Give me some Pixar situation.
Rudolph Shiny New Year.
Bless you.
Oh goddamn
Yeah,
it!
that's
See,
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
you're making my case for me.
You don't like the Rankin and Bass claymation Christmas movie?
what the hell are you talking about?
That'd be the first thing I show my kids.
Silver and gold.
The only good claymation
silver
was,
and
Chicken Run.
Celebrity
Chicken Run's
Deathmatch.
Yep, there you go.
Thank you.
Celebrity
Great
Deathmatch.
claymation.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's the exception that proves the rule.
Yep.
Don't know what that means fully.
I
think
never
you-
really.
I
I
think
say it a lot. It doesn't.
I think it's when your argument, someone has a point against your argument,
and then you're like, oh yeah, that one. But
and then
that just means
Yeah, like it's
exceptions can't prove rules.
Well, no,
It-
they can't
that's
because
your-
he's saying it's so good that it proves that everything else is shitty. I think he used it correctly.
Did I actually use it correctly?
I think so. That makes sense to me.
I only use it when I feel like I lost the argument.
You're saying it's the exception, so it's the
And
exception.
then I'm like, I got no other cards to play. I have to say this.
No, but think about it, break it down. You're saying it's the exception, meaning
Yes.
it's actual good claymation
What you're saying is
that proves the rule because it's better than all the other claymation.
That's right.
your good point proves I'm right.
Proves I'm right. That's exactly
Yes,
right.
yeah.
And you say, see, that's the exception that proves the rule, and then you walk away.
That's
and
a
you feel like you
fucking-
won the argument.
I got to pocket that.
That's how that works.
You can
That's
also
a good
just
one to use.
you can accuse them of rage baiting you, and if they raise their voice and it's like, yeah, now you're getting mad. Another easy way out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great one. Speaking
Why are
of,
you mad?
Yeah,
Why are you so mad?
being defensive. It's like Mark
You're
talking
being
about the
a-
Big Ten
Yeah.
and the SEC.
Yeah.
Speaking of rage bait,
The conference that won 2 national titles in a row.
What you got?
I was in traffic this morning.
Yeah.
And I haven't dealt with like real big city traffic in probably since high school.
Yeah.
And I found what I used to in high school. I got aggressively horny.
What?
Do y'all get horny in
what,
stop and go traffic?
Do you just have a horny problem overall?
I think I
what's
do.
going on?
I think
You couldn't
I
look
do.
at that sheep just a second ago.
I know. Well, I think I definitely do.
What is it about a traffic jam?
I don't know. It's something about the rage or the frustration or the maybe it's just stalling and not having something to occupy your mind.
Well, it's also too if you sit down for a prolonged period of time in like the same position, like you start to get erect.
Okay.
What?
So
That's a
Connor's with me.
That's a known.
Connor,
Would
we've,
that be like
we've
an
done,
hour 25?
Connor,
for you,
we've
Connor?
done long streams before with you.
Yeah, that's why he's always got his laptop in his lap.
What's the time?
That's a thing.
What T-Bob said was crazy.
Crazy.
No,
and then when Connor came over the top, and now I don't even remember what T-Bob said.
You
can't sit for longer than like an hour and a half without getting your dick hard?
This isn't just me. I think this is.
Name 3 other people.
I'm not going to name 3 other people because I don't know. I don't talk about this issue with people.
I
in
can
my
sit
personal
for
life.
4 to
Well, how
5
do you
hours
know?
with no erection.
Really?
Yeah.
You might have to get your T checked. We talked about this.
Should we do an erection stream where we all sit
Wait,
here
we can't
and-
leave until we get an erection?
Yeah, erection eliminator.
There are plenty of times I'll be on road trips. No reason
Yep.
to be
It's true.
hard, and you get an erection. I don't know. I'm going to look this up.
Bloodman, your thoughts? You rode in a car with this guy.
Yeah, I'm a little overstimulated right now.
Yeah. You guys rode in a car for what 12
Wait,
hours together?
Lucas, you've done 40-hour streams before. How many erections do you get during After Darks?
0. Almost never.
Well,
Almost.
that's also.
Wait,
Almost.
If
Lucas,
he did, his pants would.
do you get horny in traffic?
No.
What
Ebo?
the hell?
Horny in traffic? I've never heard of. What are you talking
I
about?
think you guys are
I
just
feel like
sex
me.
freaks.
I
I
feel like
think you're just
me
fucking
and-
freaks.
I feel like me and all my friends used to talk about how horny we get in traffic.
No.
I don't get horny in traffic. I'm in traffic every day.
Never mind. I'm sorry. My bad.
Traffic. In fact, getting
I
stuck
thought
in
this-
traffic shuts down the horny part of me. I'm not allowed to think like that. I'm not allowed to be horny in traffic.
That's on me. It's like but you get
No, you be you. I want you to live your truth.
you get really horny when you're hungover though.
I'm never hungover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's right.
yeah. That's crazy.
That one feels right.
I just
Yeah,
want to jerk off all day.
that one feels more right than the traffic one.
It's like a respite in a sea of darkness.
Bloodman, talk to me about chess.
Chess. It's going.
Yeah, that's why I said Bloodman, talk to me about it.
3 best words in sport.
I was doing unnecessary reference with these two yesterday.
Yeah.
One was to my left, one was to my right. They had laptops in their hands. I was like, are y'all ready? And then T-Bob's like, he's going for it, Liam.
Yeah.
And they're just watching these idiots play chess.
These idiots. Oh, great googly moogly
Moogly.
again. But best
Two
3
titans,
words in sports.
yeah.
Game, 7 Armageddon. Magnus.
Wait, you just
Hard,
added
1
Armageddon.
versus 2.
That's what it's called.
that's what they call
It's called
Game 7. It's a
Armageddon.
specific
Yeah.
game
Okay,
type.
all right.
Yeah.
It was
Magnus Hikaru.
electric. It was
Yeah.
electric.
Wait, who won the Armageddon match?
Magnus won Armageddon.
Of course.
Pretty convincingly.
Fucking
Yeah.
course.
Magnus even motion. I think Big Cat tweeted out a picture of it, Lucas. Magnus was aura farming, as the kids say. Yeah, he was shushing the crowd in Saudi Arabia. It was electric.
Oh, wow,
Brandon's
I
going
just
to
saw
sleep,
it.
but this stuff was electric.
It was. Yeah, Magnus. He had like a couple blunders, right? I went back
Dude,
and
he was
watched
blundering hard, but nothing. Everything pales in comparison to that one guy's mouse slip.
I didn't see
Did
the
you
mouse.
say mouse or mouth?
Mouse.
Mouse.
You told me about it. I didn't see this, dude.
Yeah.
Try to find a clip, Lucas. I got to see the mouse slip.
Of this guy's, that's his search images. That's his Google search. This guy's mouse slip.
No, chest mouse slip.
Okay, just
Come on,
mouse slip.
Brando. Come on.
Bro, all you gotta do is look at Magnus, Lucas, if you want to find. Okay, there you go.
Lucas ain't hip to the chess game.
Look at that shit.
Legend.
Is that a choke? Is he doing? Is the left hand doing choke?
I didn't even think about that. I don't. Let me check the whole video. Hold
is
on.
left hand doing choke, or is that just
It kind of looks
coincidence?
choky.
Or he's doing like. No, I think it's more.
Wait,
choke
we
than
have
like
the
a
video.
thinky face.
Is he doing chipmunk shanks?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, no. Sorry, I have the full video. He's not doing choke.
He's not doing choke. It was just-
he's
he was-
resting like this, and then
Yeah.
he hits a quick.
Oh, he's rizzing.
Yeah. It's a Riz shush.
That's sick.
Hit him with the Riz.
You ever
shush.
done the Riz Shush challenge?
What the fuck?
Are you Hoopify?
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding. Bring, bring.
I saw Hoopify yesterday back in the office. I got starstruck.
It is crazy.
He's just.
He's so
Works
famous.
Here. We see him.
Right.
but it's Hoopify. It's Hoopify.
It's changed now. Ever since I've gotten, I didn't realize what a big deal Hoopify is.
Yeah, it's.
I don't think is he.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, he played on the influencer lacrosse tournament for the Frogs. He was
Had
in the
sick jerseys.
sick jersey. He was in the Santa Cruz Locked In Season 5 Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
He was hanging out with Pink Cardigan and El Guapo in New York. Like,
No, Jay Guapo,
that's what I said. Pink Cardigan and Jay Guaco.
who are brothers.
For real?
Yeah, I've learned too much from Hoop.
Do you have the mouse slip,
No.
Lucas? Okay.
Looking for the mouse slip,
Good
Lucas.
stuff, Lucas.
You don't seem to be working right now.
Good stuff, Lucas.
We would settle for the scene in The Mask where Cameron Diaz is leaning up against the wall and she takes her hand all the way up her body.
Mark, I'm sure this will make you pleased. Somebody just tweeted me that the clay they used for Shaun the Sheep and Wallace and Gromit is going extinct, and now they might not be able to make the show.
What?
Clay is going extinct.
How would clay go extinct?
I hope you're happy.
No way.
Dude. Hope you're
There's
happy. Dude.
no way.
That can't be real.
Hope you're happy, dude.
Clay
so
is
mad at
clay.
you.
Clay's dirt.
Did you just? I think you just pulled a Che where you just read a DM and said,
Right.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
to be
you're just
fair,
like,
yes.
someone just DM me this.
What do you mean?
and-
It came from Pat McAfee. It's at is Pat McAfee ESPN.
What? How,
What?
This is
when
actually.
did he?
Now, this Pat McAfee ESPN only has 90 followers, so I don't know if it's the real Pat
right.
McAfee.
Okay, all right.
What do you see, Connor?
I see, and I actually no. Take it back. There was an article that said, at least I thought it said what T-Bob was just saying, but it actually says the Indians.
I don't know about the Connor T-Bob. They've combined on a couple topics here today,
Yeah.
and I haven't liked either one of them.
Claymation
And boners.
in cars.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right. We'll go back to the drawing board. We'll
Okay, so this
up with
is
better topics.
this, now. Granted, this is a tweet from 2 years ago, so maybe this is old. Armin Animations is facing a clay shortage crisis as a studio that normally provides them with clay has been shut down. They should get clay from where they get the baseball mud from.
Yeah.
I bet you that's good fucking clay.
Make claymation out of that.
Uh-oh.
Got my attention. Mouse slip during
Look at this.
Armageddon.
Early decision, early sacrifice for Black and a mouse slip.
No way.
He had to push that ball one step forward easy.
Early,
No.
early sacrifice for Black and a mouse slip.
A person?
No way.
He had to push that ball one step forward. Is he going to resign?
Do that again. I want to hear the girl come in.
She's an incredible announcer. I can't remember her name right
Sacrifice
now.
for Black and a mouse slip.
He had to push that ball one step forward. Is he going to resign? Jan Krzysztof Duda with a mouse slip. He has eliminated.
Why?
Unbelievable.
Why did he resign so fast, though? You could at least
bro,
I mean, I
At
get it.
that
He's
level,
probably gonna lose.
you know it. He knows he's fucked.
But the other dude could blunder.
Yeah,
so
But
the
no.
other guy
Look at
could
the
blunder.
eval bar, though, bro. Those guys
No.
at those levels don't blunder.
Oh, there's
Look at
never
the eval
been
bar.
a
Magnus
comeback
blundered.
miracle in sports.
yeah, that's crazy, dude. That was crazy.
Beat the ELO bar.
You fumble the opening kickoff of a game, you don't just quit.
1 in a billion. Be that one.
Be the one, dude.
Brandon, that's like
Y'all are fucking
Kurt
crazy.
Signetti punting down 17.
That was crazy. There's a lot of chess left to be played. He just said, "I'm out." Although I would probably, if it was me, I would probably spiral as well. I would just like, I would quit the chess game.
I never resigned.
You gotta. So at this point, though, that is so early on in the opening that both players likely know the exact sequence of moves that ends in his doom. Because like that's early on in the game enough where you're still in theory. You're not into the middle game where you're being creative and coming up with tactics. Like you're still firmly in opening theory there.
But you could pivot to something else.
Maybe I don't know.
Why not?
Yeah.
What's the worst case scenario? Tibabia lose the match?
Play a little abstract.
Just
chess.
try,
Throw 'em off.
throw a little shit out there. See what happens. Get a little desperate. Why not?
Throw everything out there. They always say play till the final whistle.
Right.
Resign after a mouse slip.
But if it was me playing, I probably would have as well. I probably would have. It would have broken.
See,
me. It would have broken me.
It's funny because I think our ignorance leads us to believe that we could play it out. Whereas if you're an actual grandmaster, you know you're done, like 1,000% done.
I don't think this was him knowing he was done. I think this was him just rage quitting almost. I think this was him just being like, I had a plan. The plan's not going to work. Fuck. You all right, Brandon?
Yeah.
All right.
I like this topic.
We can.
Do you have a boner?
What took me out of that topic wasn't the mouse slip. I thought that was fascinating. That voice was crazy.
No, she's all. God, what's her name? She's great.
I thought that was the mouse slip.
She did sound a little mousy, and she got very excited and high
I
pitched.
see.
I think that's
All right.
Doris Burke, Brandon, if you have any takes.
Let me tell you something. Do we have time to?
No, we don't have time right now.
Let me tell you something about Doris Burke.
Brandon, we got to go eat
Let me
lunch.
tell you guys something about Doris Burke.
That's the show. That's it. That's the show.
I'll do it when I can.
That's it. All right, we'll be back on Monday. See you guys.
That's how ball is done.